He's the point. Cheka fires off the leg in front. Here's Suzuki. Stops, tries to shake off the check of Jensen. Right in front, scores! How about that goal by the captain, his first of the season? Nick Suzuki
will be put aside for Arbor Jacka here. The shot to the net, it doesn't get through, it hits Orlov, but good on Suzuki to search that puck out. It's a 50-50 puck, it's up for grabs, and you've got to win those 50-50 puck battles. He beats Jensen to it, the little spin around behind the net, and then he comes right around on his forehand. And when you look where Dowd is, Dowd doesn't come down to help Jensen. He's clearly beat.
Hayden Dooley feeds it ahead for Nick Suzuki. Shoots! Oh, it's through, rebound, scores!
Good job by Dooley as he goes to his backhand. I mean, up the ice and a good hard pass on the backhand. Suzuki kind of uses his defenseman as a screen, fires it through, and DeSmith thinks he has it. He feels he's got it in his gear, but he doesn't. And as it rattles around off the post and comes out the other side, Suzuki follows it around.
His first as captain, Bell Center anticipating. Here comes Suzuki. Suzuki waits. Oh, what a goal! Slick Nick does it again to delay the flip. A beauty. That's great. That's awesome.
Feeding him water. Doc's pumping his fist. This is cheeky. That is Datsukian. A little flip. Stop and slow. Let the goalie slide on by. And look at the boy.
It's for Caulfield, and he failed on the one-timer. They go to the point. Harris shoots, scores! Nick Suzuki redirects it in the slot. And the captain has tied the game at 1.
The turnovers created, pass over, Caulfield kind of whiffs on it, but he does a great job getting that puck back, gets it straight to the point with a moving screen in front by Suzuki. And watch here, the one-timer finds its way off the post and in. No chance for Binnington. There's no way he saw that one.
Back to Weidman. Doc with it. Center. Suzuki scores. And the power play goal for Montreal has them on the board with 6.5 to go.
In their last 3 games, when the first 8 or 9 games of the season, they only had 1 power play goal. So their coach, Marty St. Louis, making some adjustments. Nice play here by Doc to get that inside to Suzuki. And
Kovacevic. David Savard, former longtime Columbus Blue Jacket, and briefly with Tampa. Here comes Suzuki, cutting around the middle, over the net, scores! Nick Suzuki got a step on DeMello. He went top shelf, and it's 1-0 Montreal.
About Nick Suzuki does a lot of the same things, and look at him turn the corner on his backhand, builds a wall, and he just pitchforks this right at Hellebuck, and watch his toes as he's courageously going to the blue paint, and right at the heels of a really effective power play, Hellebuck takes the brunt of that after Suzuki is able to just 9-iron this one up to the top half of the net.
He's got it! A break for Montreal. It's a 3-on-1. Nick Suzuki to Doc to Suzuki. Scores! It's a 2-2 game.
Everyone in the building thinking, hey, 22's coming down the wing. He's going to be the guy who gets this puck. But instead, Doc coming down the middle of the ice. He doesn't even look over to his backhand. Returns the pass on the forehand. Suzuki perfectly sets up, stops, lets it fly right off the post. He knew that Hayden Hill had to slide over to his blocker, slides just enough for Suzuki to tuck it in off the far post.
Doc to Caulfield, back for Doc. Kirby Doc to Nick Suzuki, scores!
How it played out. Marty St. Louis knowing, hey, we're down by 3. I'm going to throw 4 forwards out there on the 4-on-3. Monahan with that net front presence. You see the triangle by the Vegas defenders, and Suzuki does a good job here going to the short side. He's got pinpoint accuracy on the shot. We saw his goal to start the period where he banked it in off the far post. This time he decides to go to the short side, and it works perfectly.
Montreal goes to work with the man advantage. Jonathan Drouin passes off. Suzuki with a shot, scores! Seconds into the game, Nick Suzuki on a power play. It's 1-0 Montreal.
They usually have more traffic in front. Thatcher Demko trying to get into this game. It's real early, obviously. Pass across to Suzuki, and he just lets it go, and you can see it goes through Tyler Myers and then through Thatcher Demko. And this is, unfortunately, for Thatcher Demko.
In the corner trying to move it. Letang got it to the point. Savard in front. Here's Suzuki. Spinning. He's alone and tight. Got it back. Scores!
He tried to pass it over to Doc. Here's the forecheck. Good on Montreal to get down the wall. They keep it in the zone, and then all of a sudden, everything just opens up. He tries to give it to Doc. It comes right back to him. He's like, okay, you're going to give it back to me. I'll put it into the net as Rust comes down to take away Doc's scoring chance. And it comes right back to the right-handed Suzuki, and he's not going to miss that one from in.
Skulls a Blue Jacket. They just brought the puck over to the bench here for him.
And now it's Suzuki off Korpisalo from an impossible angle, and behind him it's a 1-goal lead again, seconds after the Olivier goal.
They provide all the offense for this team, the majority of it, and you can see this play for them as they get in the offensive zone. Korpisalo's down, he's waiting, he's locked up, but that's just an intelligent play, Suzuki. He can see daylight there. He uses that shoulder, that pad of Jonas Korpisalo, who's not.
Monahan back to Matheson. Suzuki fires, scores. Just like that. Montreal's got the lead again. 21 seconds into the power play.
Coming from Suzuki, you heard it ring off the near post. Soderblom looks like he's in pretty good position, but this is just a perfect shot right underneath the crossbar. Suzuki picks up his 12th of the season.
Matheson, tough to tell. Net was yawning, and it's fired home by Nick Suzuki. 1-0 Montreal. Suzuki's 13th.
That's a laser from there, but then the other part of it is this. Suzuki can shoot this puck, and he can zip it from that spot, bar in. Beats Skinner on the right-hand side. Just a great shot by him. He can sell that he's holding, looking for the pass. You have to respect it. And then he beats Stuart Skinner on that shot.
Another dangerous blind pass, but the Canadians couldn't tip it free. Now they fired ahead to Suzuki. In on the right wing with a shot. Scores! So after Cole Caulfield scored his 14th of the season, Nick Suzuki's matched him for the team lead. Off the glove of Martin and it's 2-0 Montreal.
But a little bit, that's a dangerous pass. JT Miller threw a couple of those. And here's the long pass. Suzuki, right-hand shot down the right side. And you can see Spencer Martin's lunging at it. And it's off the top of his glove and over his shoulder and in. And that's one he would definitely like back.
Out of the net, will work it around for Turner. Comes to the point, Caden Cooley kept it in. Cooley, nice play. Suzuki scores! Oh, what a setup by Caden Cooley. And the captain has the Canadians on the board.
A little shake and bake. Vasilevsky plays this around the wall, and Suzuki's on top of it, and Chernak lays this thing right in the sweet spot. Cooley steps up. He doesn't back off the blue line. He steps right up there. Kucherov is now above him, which is the opposite of what we talked about earlier in the game, where Cooley had to be underneath Kucherov. He's cheating a little bit. Cooley steps up, and what a nice philosophy.
Jonathan Drouin hands it off. Suzuki going to the net. He scores! Nick Suzuki snaps his 11-game goalless drought, his first since December 17th, and the Canadiens are finally on the board.
Leave a team hanging around. Sometimes these things will happen. I mentioned the Islanders could have did themselves a favor on that power play, and Drouin, who had 3 helpers the other night in Nashville, with a nice little backhand shovel pass into Suzuki. Watch this little shovel pass right there. What a great spot. And it looked like, to me, the puck was getting away on Suzuki. It looked like it got too far ahead of him, and I was wondering if he was going to be able to track it down. And boy, he reached out and just popped this, and I'm not sure if...
Looking for an empty netter. That was a good shot by Anders Lee.
Here's a chance for Montreal, and they score. Suzuki. 1-0 Canadiens off the feed from Raphael Harvey-Pinard.
Montreal Canadiens come right back. Anderson hanging on to it, and a great pass to Suzuki, and man alive, no chance for Varlamov.
From Bolin and Miles Wood, so the Devils a couple of opportunities.
Jordan Harris make it Jonathan Drouin. How about the third time's a charm? That's Nick Suzuki who scores, and it is 3-1 Montreal. Suzuki joining the rush. Devils nearly score on one end, and the Canadiens put it in on the other.
Montembeault makes a really good save, and then you see the Devils just can't reach that puck. Marino, and they get backing off a little bit. And Suzuki, look at this release.
First power play for the Canadiens. They didn't score, but they did just about everything but score. 5 shots. Here's Suzuki in front. They tip it and they score. Anderson with a beautiful redirect in front. It's a power play goal. 3-0 Montreal.
And blasted away from the point. This time they go down low and attempt to slide it over to Anderson, who puts his stick on it. Provorov's stick up in the air. Anderson's able to put his down. Oh, it is Provorov that catches it too. Yeah, up and over as Anderson was in position to get that puck, but there you can see it clearly go off of Provorov's stick and into the net.
It's amazing, the first angle.
Optical illusion.
It looked exactly like it went through, and there you see it right there.
Pass through the feet of Ristolainen as well by Suzuki, a well-placed.
To gain the line, he'll curl back. Floats it in front. Kovacevic springs Nick Suzuki. He's in alone. He scores!
Hard work, determination, and the Montreal penalty killers gave way to the continued offensive foray of the Montreal Canadiens once the penalty ended. They did a great job. They had a couple of chances shorthanded. Suzuki had one himself. And eventually this great pass, this lead pass on the turnover, Kovacevic finds Suzuki.
It's 3-1, Matheson trying to find the right shot, and Suzuki scores at the side of the net. Dvorak got it towards the goal. They get a bounce, and with half a minute to go, the Canadiens are still alive.
Yeah, it's similar to one of the goals that the Ducks scored, but the puck just kind of hangs around in the low slot. There was the partial block. It goes right to Suzuki. And Suzuki's in that spot where you just can't tie him up. I mean, his body's below the goal line.
It'll be Doc protects the puck. Kovacevic and Suzuki finds the 5-hole. 2-1. The goal comes at the 1941 mark.
Right through his body. Yeah, Bruins doing a great job. PK that looked like they're going to survive the rest of this period. But that diagonal seam pass in the 5-on-4 power play situation finds Suzuki for a one-time.
Kind of a night for Columbus, though, that they would end up banking it in their own net. Here comes Suzuki, scores! Nick Suzuki rips it home. And that's his first career 4-point game.
Crosses the 60-point threshold tonight with this 4-point night. And he just takes the ice that's given to him, and the Columbus Blue Jacket defenders just keep backing up and backing up and backing up. And at the end of the day, they rule their backs up so much that Suzuki just can't help himself. He starts this at the blue line, and he just cruises into the middle. And you remember he did that earlier.
Matheson. Edmondson uses the window to get it out. Breakaway. Suzuki behind the field. Off the head fake, he scores.
Looked like they were coming off the bench there, and there's Suzuki behind everybody. No one saw him on that play. And there he wraps it around the left pad. Good patience with the puck by Suzuki. Had a ton of time. Not only had time to calm down the rolling puck, he had the sense to look up and see how Darcy was going to play him. He calmed it down, a little fake, and then shuffles it around that left pad. Montreal is tied.
He knocks it around for Ryan Pulock. Poked away by Nick Suzuki. He'll race after it. Holder scores! Nick Suzuki reaches in with a stick. He won the race as Sorokin thought about coming out of the net to play it.
Is not helping you. That's one thing. But man, don't let it hurt you. And Bolduc, I'm not really sure if he understands the situation here. He's skating back, and it looks like he's looking over his shoulder. And he really, bearing down. Get in his way, step in front of him, do something. He doesn't do any of those things. And the really crafty Suzuki gets down on one knee and stabs.
Too far forward for Armia. Edmondson scores! A tip down deep by Suzuki, and it's 2-2.
Well, the Bruins are in good shape right here, but it's just a pass that gets picked off. I think McAvoy thought he had an easy play with the backhand, tried to get it to Zucker. And now you start thinking offense. Taylor Hall starts